Hello, my friend, and welcome to the Thrive 5 Daily Mobility Series, steering towards the end of week 3 here as we jump into a full body session, getting the hips, the upper back, and the shoulders feeling chef's kiss good. So, without any further ado, let's jump on into our first pose here. We've been getting a little more comfortable, dare I say, with this lateral squat base, this wide base. This is tough, already really challenging those adductors. We're going to be doing some T-spine rotations in the bottom of one of these lateral squats. You may want somewhere to elevate your hands. Could be a low bench, cushions, yoga blocks, whatever that is, or you can join me on the floor as best you can for 45 seconds per side. So, we're going to come on down to our best depth here. If we can plant our hands on the floor, super cool. I'm going to cue up my 45 seconds, and from here, I'm going to take the side that is bent, take that hand and rotate it round, following the eyes to the sky. Oh yes. Try and take a breath at the bottom and a nice long exhale at the top. And that's going to do it for there. A little more toasty, that one. So let's take a second. Let's rest those legs a little bit. Makes me feel a little bit vulnerable having to talk to you throughout these. I must say, you can hear me shaking. I'm right next to you trying to get some good, meaningful daily movement in. Don't you worry. So let's match things up on the other side here, okay? Alrighty, squatting on down, 45 seconds starting, hands planted, breath in. And he's rotating. Totally okay if you notice one side being a little bit stiffer than the other, as our everyday lives will bias certain sides of the body, and that can have an impact, of course. And that's going to cut it there. Coming out of that one, and you'll be pleased to hear we're going to come down to the floor for these supine pigeon pull-ins or figure 4 stretches, dynamic stretches. There's so many names in this game. So I'm going to have one foot on the floor. I'm going to take the other foot and link it around the top of the thigh there, and just let that leg try and fall open and relax, okay? From here, we're going to take that big breath in. Have our hands on the underside here. Exhale, pull it towards us, find that deep stretch for 1, 2, and soften and release. Big breath in. And maybe work a little bit harder here if you feel comfortable doing so. And that's going to do it for that side. Let's take a second in the transition here. And match that up on the other side of the body. Big breath in through the nose, ready for that first repetition. Let's get to it. And that's going to do it for that side and our second of 3 poses, which brings us into our third and final. Now this is going to be looking at shoulder extension where the arms are behind us. And when are your arms ever really behind you in everyday life? Which means this one can be kind of tough and challenging. So do your best. A 60-second window will feel quite long here, but gives us plenty of time to practice. If at any point you absolutely have to rest, that's fine. So we're going to be in this bent knee position, okay? Now, depending on how your wrists feel, generally speaking, the fingers pointed outwards to the side here is going to be our most comfortable bet. You could experiment with forward or behind. I'm going to offer up the sideways position here for our dynamic tabletop. You might have heard this referred to as a crab or a bridge, what have you. And we are going to be doing these now. So I'm going to float my bum, drive up through the hips, squeeze the butt at the top, trying to pull the shoulders back. Notice there's that nice line from the knee to my shoulder. And then I rock back to release. Drive up and squeeze for 1, 2, and drop on back. Don't worry if you can't get your hips. If you're struggling to get your hips up, you can think about pulling your shoulders back, trying to squeeze your bum. But that's going to come with practice. That's fine if this is obviously new to you. And that's gonna do it for the end of our dynamic tabletop and indeed the end of this full body session. I hope you're feeling good after that one. I sure am. Supple leopard. I'm gonna catch you in the next routine. Tomorrow's video is indeed gonna be a specialist deep dive looking at the wrists. So be sure not to miss that one. Thank you very much for joining me today.